extremely aggressive. People really did not have that much input. The commissioner said this is what he wanted to do, and basically just brought in a team led by myself to get it done. In hindsight, I probably would not take that approach, but that was what was asked of me in the mid-90s. And then we entered into, then we went to motor vehicles, and consolidation there was quite different. The consolidation was really as a way to try to rationalize what we're spending on IT and try to reduce our risk profile as an organization. And it was not as forceful, but what helped the consolidation there is that we built the business case not really based on Gartner studies or a lot of hype. We built the case based on how would things be different for our employees, for the customers, if we were to consolidate. And we spent a lot of time convincing people why we're making the change and why it needed to happen, and what were the risks if they don't happen. That was a much better consolidation because, any of you studied psychology or sociology, the Maslow hierarchy of needs, if you don't meet some very basic core needs, people just can't get past, the initial stage. It's not that people are afraid of change, it's people are willing to change. They just need to understand, why are we changing? And what would the picture at the end look like if we do change? What would change about my day-to-day? And depending on where you are in the organization, there are some things you may care deeply about, and others I'm not as concerned about them. We faced issues where people were concerned about, where am I going to park? Where am I going to sit? Who's going to be my boss? Who's going to evaluate me? What would change about my work? Do I have to change my hours? And those things are very legitimate questions, and you have to answer them so that people can get past that hurdle. And then you have to answer this, different set of questions for the clients. Why are you taking my resources? I'm doing a fine job. I know exactly who to go to when I need to get something done. You're going to take that person away from me. I'm not going to know who to call. I'm going to be second in line as opposed to right now, I'm the one person that matters. You have to address those issues. And at the end of the day, I think the right consolidation plan is one that strikes the right balance between fiscal controls, operational accountability, and customer responsiveness. And I think if you could find the right balance between all three, then I think you've got a good, successful consolidation plan. I've heard about what's been happening here, although really not in any factual way. But I do know that you've gone through a consolidation effort. And I've heard two sides of it. I've heard the commissioner's side of it. They felt that perhaps it was oversold, that they were rushed into it, that the value was overpromised, and they're not seeing perhaps the results to match those expectations. But then I've also talked to some other folks, whether it's Tommy or Jim or even to Alan, who I've checked in with. And you guys feel actually that there's progress, perhaps not at the pace that the commissioners would like, but this is the right thing to do, and we should continue down that path. So my philosophy coming in on this is, I'm not here to blindly follow the consolidation path or try to reverse that decision. I'm here to try to understand what is it about consolidation that isn't working, or slowing it down, or if the value is not being communicated to the commissioners. Can we fix those things? Can we be more transparent about the process? Can we have a better understanding of what the expectations are? And can we work really hard to figure out what the value is? And I totally understand, I feel for you, because the value at the end of the day is not going to be, it used to cost us $2 and now it's going to cost us $1. Sometimes consolidations don't necessarily reduce how much cash goes out the door. but it certainly rationalizes your operation. It makes responding to outages a much more responsive way. It makes your infrastructure grow in a structured fashion. And more importantly, it helps you reduce your vulnerabilities from an information security perspective. It helps you with the compliance if you have a security framework. So those are all difficult to quantify savings, but we're on the hook to try to figure out what those savings are and try to develop some kind of a value that we can communicate to the customers. Otherwise, people don't understand why is it that we're doing what we're doing. And we're just going to be two rams on the top of a mountain butting heads. One is saying consolidation is the right thing, it's working, and the customer is saying, I don't feel it, I'm no longer number one, I'm asking you to do things, and I'm not getting them. So I'm not going to have a final opinion on this until I see how's it going so far. If it's slowing down, what is slowing it down? And is it salvageable? Can we make some changes so that we can communicate the value better, try to develop what that value is and share it with everyone, be more transparent about what next in the consolidation. And if I feel that the organizational capacity is not there to finish consolidation, if I feel perhaps that the vision is great, but the execution is really sloppy, not because of your fault, but because perhaps you haven't been given the right tools, then it's time to retool the plan and just sit down and think about how we can fine-tune it. Just like I'm going to leverage you to be part of the team, this is your opportunity also to leverage me. I'm the new guy on the block, right? I don't know anything yet. So I can always walk into the commissioners and say, listen, I don't know what's going on yet. It's going to take some time for me to figure it out, and I need you to be patient until I figure it out. That's a window of opportunity that we could buy for both of ourselves to try to figure out exactly what needs to be done differently. I need your help to give me honest and candid feedback about consolidation. Not because I'm going to hear enough bad things, I'm going to reverse the decision, or enough good things, I'm going to stick with it. I just really need to hear honest opinion about, if you think something is not working, I just need to understand why it's not working. I would hope that every decision doesn't end up to be an emotional decision, but I need to understand the facts behind why something is not working. But I have a track record of consolidation, so it's not something I walk away from. I just need to understand why we're consolidating.
I'm a shorty like you. And I didn't mean that in an insulting way, but...
No, hey, that's fine. My wife reminds me every day.
My name is Tanya Green, and I'm a network support specialist. Welcome to the city of Philadelphia. I pray your journey be what you're looking for and a lot better. As you talk about the consolidation, as an individual, part of a group of people that's been integrated in it, I will ask you to talk to us. Because I have some feelings about it, in that there's a serious imbalance. You know, we're servicing a lot of departments, and I see a lot of people in this room that don't hit those buckets. You know, I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, but I would ask you to make sure you talk to the staff that have been doing and working and a part of the consolidation in a manner that most people don't know. So please make sure that you have an opportunity to speak to us, and I definitely would like to talk to you, not about griping, you know, because I love my job, I like what I do. Seriously, well, I wouldn't have stayed in it 14 years, but I say welcome to you and hope that we'll get a chance to talk.
Thank you, and you can count on it. I will talk to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Gail Ruggieri.
Hi, Gail.
Thank you. I'm going to go to the other side because I think there's some important questions over there. And just real quick answers. Favorite sport?
Favorite sport? I actually played soccer in college. In high school.
Don't ask him whether he's a Phillies fan, because that's a problem for him.
Mr. Mazzaro, can you answer that question?
know what you can all do for me is buy him a Phillies hat, a T-shirt. His office should be full of that stuff by August 22nd.
How about this? I aspire to be a Philly fan. I don't know what a Philly fan is, but whatever it is, I'm going to learn. I do like the Yankees, but but that's only because I believe that the Philly can walk on water. So, but my sport was I love soccer. So I played in high school and in college.
And I did want it not to say that. I'm just telling you.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? It has to be The Godfather. But it's The Godfather Part 2, not Part 1. And almost right up there with that is As Good as It Gets by Jack Nicholson. So I love the scene where he wakes up one day and he goes to his psychiatrist and he looks at all the patients in the room and he says, "What if this is as good as it gets?" So I'm reminded of that sometimes.
Favorite song?
Favorite song? I am a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. So I've watched Springsteen all my life. I went to just enough concerts. I know all the words to just about every song. As far as a favorite song, and I'm not doing this because it's going to get out to my wife, but probably the song that my wife and I danced to at our wedding.
Oh.
So, but Springsteen comes in a strong second. So.
2 more. Favorite food?
Favorite?
Food.
Favorite food? I am an aspiring chef, so I like to cook a lot of things on my own. Every month I take something that I perfect. I just perfected short ribs. As far as favorite food, it probably would have to be Thai. So.
And I understand you have a young child. Can you share her name?
I do. It's she. Her name is Sienna Lucia, and she is 11 months today. So.
Great. Give her a hug for us.
The food question was a great question. His second day here, I made sure he went to Jim's Steaks, just so you know. Yes, gotta go to Jim's. Any more questions? You guys are letting him off easy. I was up there a long time ago. All right, guys, thank you very much. That's good. Thanks.
Thank you.